Hi students, as a part of nanomaterials, today I am going to explain about photolithography. So before going to discuss about photolithography, first and foremost, we have to know what is lithography. Accordingly, first I will start with the lithography. What exactly is lithography? The word lithography has been originated from the Greek word litho, which means stone. Therefore, lithography literally means carving a stone or writing on a stone. Hence, lithography is a top down approach. Now, what is top down approach? So, in order to understand what exactly is the top down approach, please do watch the video which I have made on the sol gel method. In that particular method, I have clearly explained what is top down approach. The link of that particular video is provided in the description. Now, let us get back to our business. Actually, we are talking about lithography. Now, what is lithography? It is a process in which a sample is patterned by removing some part of it, or sometimes even organizing some material on a suitable substrate. Now, you might be pondering, what is substrate? So many definitions are there for the substrate, but in terms of nanotechnology, substrate is a surface on which material is deposited. Substrate is a surface on which material is deposited. Now, we have to discuss where this lithography is widely used. This lithography is extensively used in electronic industry, mainly to obtain integrated circuits. So if you see this integrated circuit, this is the figure of integrated circuits. This particular integrated circuit is a very complex structure, very complex circuit. And this particular integrated circuit often use over 10 different layers of patterned metal. Now just imagine the single substance contain 10 different layers of patterned metal. Just imagine its complexity. So, in order to make such an complex material, complex structures such as integrated circuits, lithography is extensively used. Now, we have to discuss about one of the main component which is required to carry out the lithography. That particular main component which is required for carrying out the lithography is a mask. Now let us see what is mask. Mask simply is geometrical pattern. But coming to the actual definition of mask is the lithography technique involves transfer of some pre-designed geometrical pattern. So pre-designed geometrical pattern is called as master or mask. So this mask is going to be patterned on a semiconductor. Most widely used semiconductor in electronic industry is a silicon. So basically the patterning of mask is done on silicon in electronic industry, making use of lithography, or directly patterning using suitable radiation. Now let us discuss how these masks can be prepared in order to carry out the lithography, because it is the most important component required for carrying out the lithography. Mask is usually prepared by creating radiation opaque and transparent regions on glass or some other material. Pre-designed patterns can be transferred on a substrate much faster as compared to direct writing. Direct writing, being a slower process, is overall expensive. So that is the reason for the patterning purpose, especially or exclusively, we will go with lithography. Now let us discuss what is the principle involved in lithography. So you might be thinking that the title of this particular video is photolithography, but Sir is discussing about lithography. So I'm coming to the point. I'm coming to that point only. Because before understanding, before going to discuss the photolithography, definitely the knowledge of lithography is required. So that is the reason I'm explaining in terms of lithography. Now, with the help of this principle, you'll come to know what exactly is photolithography. Now, the principle involved in the lithography techniques is expose a material sensitive to either electromagnetic radiation or to particles in some regions. Expose a material sensitive to either electromagnetic radiation. Now, if the electromagnetic radiation which is being used during the lithography is UV radiation, which is ultraviolet radiation, then lithography is called as photolithography. That's it. What is photolithography? If the electromagnetic radiation which is going to be used to expose a material is UV visible, UV radiation, ultraviolet radiation, then lithography is called photolithography. Such a radiation sensitive material is known as a resist. Radiation sensitive material is known as a resist. This is very, very important. Now, if we talk about the photolithography, then this resist will become photoresist. That's it. Photoresist. That is, photoresist means the photoresist is a substance which is sensitive to UV radiation, ultraviolet radiation. That is photoresist. The selection of area to be exposed to radiation is made using a mask. Now, what is the mask? I have clearly explained in the previous slide, which is transparent in some regions and opaque in the other regions. This causes selective exposure of the resist, making it weaker or stronger compared to unexposed material, depending upon the type of resist being used. By removing the exposed or unexposed material in suitable chemicals or plasma. So, by removing the exposed or unexposed material in suitable chemicals, if we use the chemicals for removing the exposed or unexposed material in the lithography, then the lithography is called as photolithography. Instead, if we use plasma in order to remove the exposed or unexposed material, then the lithography is called as electron beam lithography. So accordingly, we can say that there are two types of lithography. One is photolithography and the second one is electron beam lithography. This may be done in a number of steps depending upon the patterns and materials involved. Now, students, I can understand with this principle, you are feeling vague. So definitely I can sense it. This principle is not giving the accurate information which is required to understand the photolithography so precisely. So, in order to get the clarity about the principle, definitely we have to go with the process or procedure involved in photolithography. So, what I mean to say is, you will get clarity about the principle when I discuss the procedure involved in it. So, this is about the principle. So, this is the figure depicts schematically various steps involved in photolithography. But all the various steps involved in photolithography can be mainly categorized into three steps. The one is apply photoresist. The second one is expose to light. Next is apply developer. So in the first step, what we have to do? First and foremost thing, what you need to do while doing the photolithography is you have to choose the substrate. Substrate is also called as wafer. W-A-F-E-R. Don't be confused. Substrate or wafer, both are one and same. Now, what is a substrate? Already I have explained. It is a surface on which material is deposited. Now, basically, which type of substrates can be used in photolithography? That we have to discuss. In photolithography, the major substrates used are glass or silicon, mostly silicon, because already I have explained that photolithography is extensively used to design the integral circuits in which the semiconductor plays a vital role. And the most widely used semiconductor is the silicon. So generally, in the photolithography, the silicon will be the substrate. Silicon will be the substrate. So we have to take the silicon substrate. after taking the silicon substrate, we have to coat the photoresist on it. Photoresist on it. Now, what is photoresist? Already I have explained in the previous slides. I'm not going to explain further again. Right. Now, do remember, students, this particular photoresist is usually the polymer in the liquid state. Usually the polymer in the liquid state. Now, what we need to do is, we have to place the photoresist on the substrate. After placing the photoresist on the substrate, we have to heat this combination of photoresist and substrate, generally at 115 degrees centigrade for 1 minute. After heating this combination of substrate and photoresist, a solid layer of liquid polymer, which is photoresist, will accumulate on the surface of the substrate. Now, the photoresist film has been developed on the surface of the substrate. Now, do remember, students, that these photoresists which are being used in the photolithography are basically of two types. The one is positive photoresist and the second one is negative photoresist. Now, we have to discuss what is positive photoresist and negative photoresist. First, positive photoresist. Positive photoresist is a material. Positive photoresist is a material that when exposed to the appropriate radiation, it degrades or some chemical bonds are broken. So I will repeat again. Positive photoresist is a material that when exposed to the appropriate radiation, it degrades or some chemical bonds are broken. So this is about positive photoresist. What is negative photoresist? Negative photoresist, on the other hand, is a material which hardens on exposure to a radiation. Exposure to a radiation. So this is about photoresist. Now we have coated the photoresist on the substrate, that is done. Now the mask, what is a mask? Already I have explained. A mask is placed between a resist coated substrate, and source of light. This yellow one is the source of light. Now, as it is the photolithography, what is the source of the light? The source of the light is UV light, ultraviolet radiation, ultraviolet light. Now, this mask is placed between the resist coated substrate and source of radiation. And this combination of substrate, photoresist and mask is kept in one of the instrument where the patterning of mask on the substrate takes place. Then we have to go with another step, that is apply developer. By using a suitable chemical, the image is developed. By using a suitable chemical, the image is developed. Image is developed means what? Patterning of the mask on the surface of the substrate takes place. That is what happens with the help of the developer. Now, how we can choose the chemical? What is that chemical? What could be the chemical? The chemical which we are going to choose will be decided by the vendor. He will decide. The vendor will decide which chemical should be chosen according to your substrate. So, chemical. So, what chemical is doing? Chemical is developing a image of the mask on the surface of the substrate. Now, the patterning of the mask on the substrate took place. Now we got it. Now what is left, students? What is left? The patterning of mask on the substrate took place, by which we got patterned product. We got it, but it is along with the photoresist, because we have not removed the photoresist. So in order to isolate the patterned product from the photoresist, what we need to do? We need to remove the photoresist. In order to remove the photoresist, now what we need to do is, the product which is comprised of substrate, photoresist, and patterning of mask on it should be rinsed with acetone. Whenever this patterned product is rinsed with the acetone, then the photoresist is wiped out. So finally, we can isolate our product. We can isolate our patterned product. Now, what is positive photoresist and negative photoresist? Already I have explained. I hope you understood this. So this is very, very important technique to prepare the nanomaterials as well. Right. I hope you understood this. So thanks for watching this video.